Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Dawntrail. In the last episode, we had to go on a rescue mission to rescue Wuklamot. She had gotten ambushed and captured by bandits who were in league with Bakul Jaja. We tracked the bandits to Bakul Jaja's lackeys, and then Thancred took over and tracked them to where they were holding Wuklamot. And we took care of some other business while we waited, and then went and rescued Wuklamot. Unfortunately, Bakul Jaja had already taken the keystone, but we can get that back. And we then moved on and went back to our original objective, which was to get back to Urkopacha and meet up with the Yakoi. And so that is where we are at, here in Warlord's Echo. And we need to see if we can find the Elector and what the plan is. Alright, Wuklamot. I think I'm getting used to the air up here. So this is the place in the Lay of Proof where Papa met with the Yakoi. And that must be them. I don't think I've ever actually seen one outside of a picture. So it is for most Turali. The giants rarely visit the lowlands. Here, in their mountain fastness, they tend to the solemn duty they pledge to undertake in their pact with the Dawn Servant. To watch over the Tural Vidral Valigarmanda and maintain its prison within their temple. Ah, yes, Wuklamot told us about the Tural Vidral, creatures that live for far longer than normal and awaken to strange powers. Indeed, yet even among those anomalies, Valigarmanda is unrivaled in strength. It has endured for centuries, bringing catastrophe each time it emerges from its lair. As you learn in the Lay of Ice, it was Gulu Jaja who at last managed to imprison the beast, and it has lain dormant in the temple ever since. It is said the building still bears a gaping hole in its ceiling from when Valigarmanda was lured inside by Gulu Jaja's final ploy. I'd like to see the strongest of all Tural Vidral. I wonder what it was like to fight it. Warlord's Echo is where both the Lay of Proof and the Lay of Ice took place. So we should get 2 stones here. Yes. Does this not suggest we'll be facing 2 feats this time? That's a question we can ask the Elector once we find him. Or maybe we should flush out Bakul Jaja first so I can beat my keystone out of him. No. Let's be patient. Identifying the Dawn Servant's Elector should be our priority. He's gonna need the rest of the keystones eventually, so he'll show his face again. I suppose we do have 4 keystones to earn, and no matter what we do, the contest will pit us against him sooner or later. Alright, let's seek out the Elector. Then I suggest we pay visit to Kiriorzar the Gracious, or so their temple is called. The Moblins told me that High Luminary Gerfurler is to be found there. If we are to ask someone for information, then he seems to be a wise choice. All right, let's head in. All right, Alphino. The temple guards have been watching us most intently. One does not stroll freely into Valigarmanda's prison, it seems. Trial. Well, this is certainly an impressive building. It doesn't seem the sort of structure one would build to hold a Toral Vidral. No, it was, out of necessity, I guess. Ernville. We'll need permission to enter the temple, but I expect it won't be a problem for the third promise. And Ellie say, is it taboo to request entrance to the temple, you think? Alright, Wuklabot. Let's see if I can convince the guards to let us through. I am Wuklabot, third promise of Tuliolol, and I seek your elector for the right of succession. May I speak with Gerfurler? The High Luminary has granted admittance to the claimants. You may enter. Huh, that was easier than expected. In we go then. Gods, is that? Aye. Valley Garmanda. There it is. Welcome. High Luminary Gerfurler? He is not here at present. I am Luminary Zermurwer. This is the Sky Ruin, Valley Garmanda? It is. The Toral Vidral, whose name has evoked terror since time immemorial. Even my people, once conquerors of all beneath the sun, were as brittle leaves before Valley Garmanda's tempestuous power. When the Sky Ruin descended upon Urkopacha 8 decades ago, the casualties were staggering. Had Gulu Daja and his companions not intervened, we would have been slaughtered to the last. Their titanic battle with Valley Garmanda raged for 10 days and 10 nights. As their foe fought on, tireless and relentless, our heroes were pushed beyond their limits of their endurance. Thus did the Head of Reason concoct a desperate plan. Gulu Jajat tricked the Sky Ruin into losing control of its own ice magics, causing the unwitting Toral Vidral to encase itself in frozen ether. And it's been like this ever since. Nice work, Papa. But what happens if the ice ever melts? That same question looms large in our minds, for the magics sustaining this prison grow weaker with each passing year. Valley Garmanda commands powers of fire and lightning and ice. Some believe that the violence of the recent storm was the result of those energies slipping free. That raging tempest from Valley Garmanda? Setting future worries aside, you are come to attempt a feat of proof, yes? The High Luminary, chosen elector of the Dawn Servant, has left me with instructions for all aspiring claimants. You are to scour our forbidding mountains and find the waiting Gerfurler. That is to be your challenge. Ah, so the search itself is the feat. You've already spoken with my brothers, I take it? I have. Their expeditions are underway. Then we better pick up at the pace. Aye, but we'll need a direction to search first. Let's see what hints we can gather from the villagers. Oh. Well, that is a slight issue. Well. I will have to work on getting my red mage leveled up. Alright, Uklamat. Gods, Veligarmanda's enormous. I know Papa had friends with him. It's incredible he could hold his own against that thing. Should his prison ever fall, though, we can't expect the old guard to come running. It'll be up to us to save the day. Alright, what do we want? I think we want a critical hit. We almost always want a critical hit. We'll take the Royal Toast. Alright, as we've just been informed, the feat of proof requires us to seek the High Luminary Gerfurler somewhere upon these mountains. However, if earlier feats are any indication, we must assume the challenge precludes the Yakoi from answering our questions in a straightforward manner. I also want to ask that you pay close attention while attempting to divine Gerfurler's whereabouts. Though the giants may not give us a precise location, there may be clues hidden within their words. This is my theory, anyway. Let us see what we can discover. Alright. Let's see what we can find out. Well, the closest one is this one here. Your Gerwar. The High Luminary? No, I've not seen him today. Now let me ask you a question. That Shibral who came out of the temple earlier, was that really the third promise? She seems rather unimposing. How is she meant to succeed the mighty Gulu Jaja? Well, I mean, I guess you don't have to be physically imposing. Alright, Zerborlor? Tuliolan? No, you're from further away than that, I think. As for the High Luminary, I can only guess where he might be. He is warder of the Sky Ruin, but also keeper of the sepulchres, and his duties often take him outside of the village. Okay, sepulchres. This way. Can't get there from here. Asking the High Luminary as well, are you? I know not where to find him, but I do hope you have the opportunity to speak together. He's a great man with a deep reverence for our traditions. These glyphs we carve, for one, he affords them as much value as any treasure we possess. They are records of lives lived. Your arrival, too, I will etch onto the stone, that the story of our meeting may endure for untold turnings of the sun. If you are curious about our ways, then I bid you visit Proof to the northwest of here. It is one of our grave sites. Alright then. This will meet back up with the rest of the crew, compare notes. First things first, was anyone able to coax forth a definite location for the High Luminary? Nope. As expected, what then of clues or other hints that might point us in the right direction? I heard that in addition to his usual duties, Gerfurler is also charged with keeping the graves. As did I. The Yakoi's sepulchres appear to hold a special significance in their culture. But would it be appropriate for us outsiders to enter into their burial grounds? We were invited to. Proof, you say, and encourage you to visit the place yourself. Then let's go and take a look. Even if we don't find Griffer there, it will give us a chance to learn more about the Yakoi. The gravesite is somewhere northwest of here. Well, we can leave from that side of the village for a start, shall we? Alright, there's Kryl. The others have gone on ahead to Proof, following the trail west. There are sharp drops everywhere, so we're all moving at our own pace. Some of us are not built for craggy terrain. I thought to get my bearings from up here first so I don't stumble off a cliff. Why don't you try catching up to Aaronville? He should be able to point you in the right direction. There's Alice up ahead. And there's a fate that just popped up. Give me a moment. Okay, just took care of that fate real quick. Alright, back to what we were doing. Any opportunity to get some EXP, because I need to get this red mage to 93. Alright, Aaronville. Hey, look at this crater. There is no wood, no trees, not even dry grass, and the ground still burns. This must be one of the scars left by Valagarmanda's rampage, as told by the saga. The Sky Ruins fires are described as eternal, flames that can be quenched by neither storm nor time. And here I thought it a literary embellishment. But now I've lost sight of Uklamat. Proof is northwest along the main road, so hopefully she is still heading the right way. Alright, we keep heading along the main road. Very well. I did pick up my hunts as well. Looks like both of the Oracle Pacha hunts are in the lowerlands. So they won't be up here. I will have to take care of that after I am done. I hear a familiar sound. That's another thing I need to take care of. Alright, Uklamat. Uklamat wins again. Oh? Looks like everyone is here now, so... Greetings, friend. Are you Gerfurler? No, I am not. The High Luminary did, however, task me with providing a lesson on sepulchres to those who came in search of him. Oh, so we're meant to find our way here after all. Are you to tell us who is buried here? No one is buried here, in the sense you mean. When a body has served its purpose, we consign it to the flames, then scatter its ashes across the peaks. Moreover, we do not conceive of death as others do. For us, a person does not die when their heart ceases to beat, but only when they are no longer born in the hearts of all who know them. This is why we build our sepulchres before age or mishap claims us, that we might etch ourselves into the living chronicle for all eternity. This grave belongs to a good friend. His mortal vessel ended its journey some years ago, but he lives within me, even now. Up there stands my own sepulchre. As long as it exists, so too will I. I will endure in the hearts of those who read my grave glyphs, in the same manner that my friend does in mine. Has it always been thus for your people? This conception of existence and death. Continue along this path to the indelible passage. Behold the history upon its walls, and you may find the answers to your questions. And that's what we'll do. Your traditions are fascinating, and I'd love to know more. I thank you for allowing me to share them, for in doing so will I remain in your hearts also. Alright, continue along the path then. And we are heading to the indelible passage, right over there. And there's our crew. Alright, Kryle. To not only be remembered, but to live on inside the hearts of others. If it's possible, then grandfather surely lives on inside mine. Is a comforting thought. Alphino. Look at these splendid murals. They appear to depict 4 different scenes. And I say, I have the feeling they were expecting us. An Aaronville. I've never spoken with a Yakuoi before, and I had no idea they held such a philosophy on life and death. So yes, we have murals here. I'm sure we're about to get an explanation of them. Alright, Wuglamat. Hello, a fellow we met at Proof suggested we come here. Yes, the High Luminary commanded that I watch for your arrival. As the chroniclers of our people, it has ever been my family's duty to pass on the teachings of the murals from generation to generation. Feels somewhat familiar to be in a cave full of murals. They really are magnificent, and together they tell the tale of your people's history? They are the events which shaped us. I would share them with you ere you continue on your way. Please, we would love to hear all about it. Then I will begin. This first mural depicts a time more than 1100 years ago, an age of great prosperity for the Yakuoi. Blessed with size and strength, unmatched by other peoples, our ancestors marched forth and brought much of Yogg-Toral under their dominion. Then, when all before them had been conquered, they turned their gaze northwards, seeking to expand their territory and power. Here we see the expedition to Yogg-Toral. Unable to cross the strait by ship, our forefathers set to building a bridge to the northern lands. A grand labor which consumed the greater part of a century. Okay. Zorgor the Boundless. We still make use of that bridge in Tuliolel for travel. I can't imagine the patience and dedication it took to complete a work of that scale. I never heard of any Yakuoi living in Yogg-Toral. What happened to the ones who went north? Look upon this next mural and behold the answer. The scene suggests many giants perished all at once. What manner of enemy could have repelled their invasion? A foe unnamed and unseen. When the expedition pushed forth into Yogg-Toral those 1,000 years ago, its soldiers were felled by disease. Some terrible illness? No. No virulent plague or newly arisen blight, for the local Tonawanta and Shitona, it was but a mild affliction from the sort that comes with the turning of the seasons. But manifested for them as slight fevers and coughs, however, proved deadly to our people. Out of every 10 Yakoi who joined that northern campaign, 9 succumbed to the infection. Those who survived continued to suffer, finding it difficult to sire offspring. I've heard of this before. Lacking in inherited resistance, visitors to distant lands can fall deathly ill of the diseases a local might shrug off. These events might also have given rise to the practice of cremation rather than burial of mortal remains. This final mural depicts the return of our grieving brethren to Urkopacha. The reason they first left, why they had fought so long and pushed so far, was to ensure peace for our homeland. This undertaking began in ancient times when our forebears learned they shared the continent with peoples unlike to us in appearance or custom. They feared invasion was inevitable. Rather than meekly await their fate, they decided to strike the first blow. Yet as they fought on, the old idea of peace drifted further and further away. Only after the disaster in Shok Taral and their withdrawal to the mountains did they come to understand. The peace we envisioned had been ours for the taking all along. It was here, in the place which birthed us. Here in the stones upon which we recorded our days. Here in this tranquil life we had traded for conquest and conflict. When you do nothing but fight, it can blind you to what's right before your eyes. And so we return to the present. I trust you found this brief history of our people enlightening. I'm always glad to learn about my fellow Turali, how you've lived until now, and how you wish to live from now on. And then I believe you are ready to proceed. The High Luminary bids you meet him upon the summit of Warkor Zormor. I had a feeling we'd end up scaling that big old mountain. Well, it's a feat worthy of the name. Follow the trail south of here and begin your ascent, but be wary. Beyond the entryway, the mountainside is home to ferocious beasts, both mundane and otherwise. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the warning and the lesson. Finally, we know where we're going. To the top of Warkor Zormor. Alright, we're gonna go climb a mountain. We need to go find LSA. Where is she? And we have side quests. Excellent. Alright, somewhere along this path. Alright. There she is. And Wuklamat. Wuklamat. If I know we'd be climbing Warkor Zormor, I might have raced up and down all those trails. I mean, not have raced up and down all those trails. My feet are killing me. Alright, Alice. This thin mountain air is going to be the death of me. Well, how long have you been standing there? I was just taking in the scenery is all. Come on, we don't want to fall too far behind Alphino and the others. You can take some time to acclimate. Alright, I'm gonna have to switch back over to Warrior to turn this thing in. Alright, Skryl. The true size of a mountain is never more apparent than when you're standing right at its foot. Alphino. I cast a rejuvenating spell on Wuklamat. Even our indomitable third promise is feeling the strain of these slopes. Aranville. I fear won't be much use to you as a guide past this point. Even in Tulialal, there is precious little written about the sacred peak of Warkor Zormor. Beyond whimsical poetry, that is. And now I say, I hope we come across Bakul Jaja on our way to the summit. We still owe him for troubles he caused us in Kozamaka. Kozamauka. Something along those lines. Alright, Wuklamot. Remember how the chronicler was saying that the more they fought, the further away they moved from their idea of peace? It appears to me that if Zeralja is attempting to feed a proof, then he will have heard the same lesson. I only hope that it's made him reconsider his own stance on educating people through war. Which to me only seems like an excuse to do what he wants to do. Anyway. Alright. Let's get started. Or see what the next step is, anyway. It's a big old mountain.
God, that is one tall mountain. And we're supposed to climb it?
Farther. Komar. Tuliorlu. Korogar.
Do not expect to walk here unchallenged. Tell me, stunted ones, did those short legs bring you all the way from Tuliolol?
He's speaking the old Yokhui tongue. The words are difficult to catch.
Though your words are crude and cumbersome, I use them for your benefit. You are a claimant in this right of succession.
That's right.
Then, if you die, Tuliola loses a potential ruler.
That's a dark thing to say, friend. I get the feeling you don't share the opinions of the other Yokhui we've met.
Seems not.
We do not grovel before Gulul Jaja like those shameless lapdogs. My brethren and I are conquerors, and we will restore our people to their rightful place as Tural's overlords.
The Giants have their own factions too, it seems.
You think your kin weak for showing deference to my father, but they do not follow the man. It is his peace they respect, a peace they always wanted, which they realized could be had right here.
Justifications of the craven. They turn their gaze from our ancestors, from the dream we kept alive for 1,000 years and more. They are unworthy of bearing our legacy. I will reclaim the glory of our people. And our ascension begins with the death of the third promise.
Alright. Looks like we've got a fight on our hands.
Stop! I don't want to fight you!
Then die on your knees. Opportunistic vermin seek to feast on us, do you? Get down here! Your neck will be the first I snap this day!
That's right.
Yeah, that guy looks a little banged up. Looks like it thought better of it.
Why do you help us?
That's what we do.
I didn't put much thought into it. My legs were moving before I knew what was happening. I suppose I feared you'd die before we had the chance to get to know each other. Before I could learn more about you.
To what end?
Oh, that's simple. If we're to share the land, it's the best way for us to become friends. How is he?
He'll live. Not quite ready to walk under his own strength, however.
If you could stay and tend to him, the rest of us will continue on to Zormor.
Understood. Be careful up there.
This changes nothing. We will not forsake our conquest.
As you like. You want to kill me, you're welcome to try. But right now, you might want to worry about your comrade.
On a mountain of that size, there are bound to be creatures even I've never heard of. I'll trust you to lead the way.
Yeah, because you're not a fighter at all.
Then we climb. Grufurlor is waiting.
All right, well, it's a step in the right direction, I guess. Workhorse Zormor is now accessible. All right. Well, I would prefer to run this dungeon as my red mage, but I need to get it a quarter, well, about a third of a level. So I'm going to have to work on that. So I guess we're going to have to end this episode a little short. But that's okay. We can end the episode a little short today. And then when we come back, we will go ahead and run the dungeon and see where that takes us. Alright, but for now, we'll stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.